live one more time. It's like a 420 special, right? Maybe it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It's that time again, people. What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. Hey, I'd like to say welcome somebody new, but I don't think so. You don't think so? No, I think people be playing around. But anyways, I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer. Oh, yeah. Teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker. Maybe there's not a card for it. Starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American symbol. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God, the Lilith, reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you would have to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. What are we talking about? Well, I'm going through a paradigm shift, an awakening, a higher level of conscious, somewhere in the realm of Neptune, where no man has gone before. Hey, can I tell you something? You know what twin flames are? They're a mirror of you, and they remind you of who you are and how powerful you are and what you are. If that's not what you get from that person, then that's probably not a soul connection. Really? Yeah. It's a long process to that, but it's like, when I look at Marshall, I remember who the fuck I am. When I look at Kanye, I remember who the fuck I am. When I look at Russ, I remember who the fuck I am. When I look at Bobby, I remember who the fuck I am. Through them, I had the soul's remembering that they talk about in a twin flame journey. And that goes back to Hades over there. Through you, I remembered who the fuck I am. That's what a soul connection will do for you. They're important. That's what makes them important. Who are they? That is yet to be determined. Anyways, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. And I shared this thing about Job. Oh yeah, me and God, we was going at it. Job. For those that don't know the story of Job, he was all favored by God, and it's that simple. It's just us in the dark. That was pretty much the entire existence of us in the dark. It's like, oh, me a little bit more complex since the beginning of the Dark Children. I was there. But it's kind of, yeah, let's not get into that. It was that story. It's like, yeah, you give them all favor. Of course they're going to fucking love you. And he's like, go ahead, tempt them. See what happens. They'll still love me. They'll always love me, no matter how good or bad things are. Well, time and time again has shown that's not the truth. You don't praise God when things are bad. You curse God. And it's really funny because I, the walking curse, teach you about it. I'll be cursing God and his name all out the fucking book. Really? Oh yeah. I don't curse Jesus. I go straight to the Creator himself. And that's what it is. And she cursed God. By what? Not agreeing to what his calling on my life? You guys curse God all the time, but not to his face. That's where the great story of forgive you. God bless you. God bless you. Hallelujah and all that. That old saying. Why did they say that? Because you're blowing out your spirit. And it could be your last breath. So God bless you for your breath upon us. The breath that gives life. Really? You know nothing about your words.
They say, love to your family, love to your friends, and may all of them live happy lives for each sneeze. So if you sneeze like 3 times in a row, they'll say that person.
That's a lot of love. They're giving a lot of love.
They're like the biggest complainers, though.
Okay. Anyways, I was sitting there with God, and it's like, yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like, will you still love him? Will you still love him when there's no reason to love him? Right? So, my story, you guys don't know the whole story, but I got joked like a motherfucker. No, really? Not really. I didn't get tempted. I didn't get it taken from me. That's the difference. That's what made me so-called crazy, is I gave it all up for this moment. It took a long time to get to here. But I gave it all up for this. Since the beginning, he gave me the vision to trust him, and he would take care of me. He wanted me. I posted it online in the beginning that I was retiring from working and I was going to become a full-time priestess in God, and he shall provide for me. Oh yeah, you can imagine what that started. And I did. And then before you knew it, they heard the story that I got kicked out of my house and that I was out on the road with my kids and blah, 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 blah. And that's all they heard. They heard what they wanted to hear. They didn't watch me take that journey into priesthood, into the wilderness with God, that discovery of myself. Everybody else watched. They watched every day, every night, in complete awe. I've been to so many places and done so many crazy things in 3 years. It's like, and during those 3 years, I told you about all my life that happened that I was hiding before those years. So it's like, you didn't know what was worse, my current reality or my past. And you're like, dude, she has no future the way that she's all fucked up. What'd you call that? Emotionally mushy? There's a nice layer to the cake. Cherries and all. It's a sense of absolute victory, and it's like that. It's like, you don't become like me until you really do that. And then also, going back to Wolfman, he had only seen a year of this. He had not known the depths into which I had completely sacrificed and surrendered my existence. And then I come to a douchebag like this, and God's telling me to sacrifice my behaviors and ego to this douchebag. Yeah, that didn't go so well. But that's where the next level of surrender was in my life. You didn't see that I had already surrendered everything else before you. Job had it stripped away. He literally told me to give up things. I have every video. Remember, guys? He said, give up the blanket, and I'm crying. Giving up my fucking mom's suitcase. It wasn't my mind. My mind didn't want to let go of these things. My mind didn't want to fucking trust him. My mind didn't want to give up my life. I had to fight my mind for this calling in my heart. To give up everything. My car to that bitch who cursed me. That cunt. I gave her my car. That was my first car that I bought out of my own pocket, bro. I love that car, dude. $20, I could almost make it to the border. Love that car. Really, I gave up everything. He'll strip you of it, but I just gave it to him, and I praised him for no understanding, but the true understanding that whatever he's calling me to do is the right thing. I didn't have a church to support me and my children when I made such decisions. When people, go running to monasteries and going to fucking temples and joining, the Jonestown fucking leagues or Scientology. It was me against the world with a voice in my heart that never failed. And every day there was all these teachings and confirmation and understanding to what he was asking me and why he was asking me. It's not the knowing of the mind, just as Jesus said. Do not rely on one's knowing. You don't really know, you do. It's a blind faith. And that's how you become, you learn your intuition. You start listening to that feeling, that calling in your heart to where it is the loudest voice. And it tells you everything you need to know about outside, really. Because the outside is always lying to you. They're always putting on a show and pretending that something is that it is not. There was this slight moment in Russ's video this morning. He did a short, I guess. I saw it not too long ago. And he gets angry. He's like, forgive that anger. You let a little piece of you out and you had to apologize. And he's like, oh, and I didn't wear a helmet. Forgive me, Mom. You can see his structure and he's condemning himself for liking caffeine. Like, it's just so... They pretend to be... You see him do these things, you know what I mean? And you're like, but I thought you were like, you You pretend. That was Lewis. That was a hard one. Lewis was a hard one, bro. I thought Lewis was a hard one. He talked a lot about having a certain type of mindset, and he carried himself in a certain type of way with dignity and pride and, you know, something to be admired. I didn't see the flashy shit that he wore. I made fun of him and totally thought he was a Ken from the fucking Toy Story movie, just in his closet, fucking looking stupid, ironing and dressing up for himself. He doesn't take all the pictures, but damn it, Beavis. Really? Oh yeah, he's such a pretty boy. But that's not what it was. I really admired his I guess, as I'm looking for it, all the words I want to say are nothing of what he is. I don't know, man. I don't know. They present themselves as something that they're truly not. And that goes down to, you know, it's like the outside world is such a fabrication of what people's want it to be. Like, you want this to, like, do you see what's playing out in front of you? No, you like have these fucking super fucking goggles on, bro. Like, you have a VR headset that's like telling you inside your brain what's happening, and I'm just sitting here like, wow, okay. Realistically, yeah. I just want to start like saying some shit like that. Like, how'd I get here? Looking at you make it hard enough makes me look at myself. Like, I'm in a place of completion, obviously. I'm grateful for the completion. I'm actually celebrating an internal completion rather than an external completion. And it's really funny because I saw Jazz, and she's already back to work. She pulled a fucking overnighter and some more shit, bro. She worked her ass off, and then she's back again. I'm like, damn. And I can't even get my ass to go 5 minutes across the fucking parking lot to go do some work. It's not even about that. Because what I realized is, you know, as I spent my day, and I know where this is about to come, we're gonna pull it out of my brand new oracles. I needed this day. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses. Forgive me where I fucked this up. Do I feel like that? There's a part of me, bro, I want to be honest. Like, these towers, like, I always try to explain it because you have to do them. And I'm trying to help you through them because it's all mental. Right? It's like, I had sent a message when I heard that big pinging going off in this is what I said. I don't have the message in front of me, but I was like, I could hear this ring, and I was like, the best thing is that I don't think anymore, right? It's something to that extent. I was like, I don't be overthinking it. I was like, are you overthinking? Because I can hear the loudest fucking ringing in my head, right? And then I looked over and I saw it was Russ, right? And that's really what it is. It's like you're always overthinking shit. You think yourself to death. I don't like that, but you have to get to a place to bring peace of mind. And that takes so much work. So a day like today was all about working through all of the feelings and thoughts about what had happened. And there's a lot of negative ones. It's like, why did you fucking say that? Why did we have to go this direction? And, you know, when it's all heart-based, the mind doesn't understand, and it questions, why the fuck did this blow up in my face like this? And the heart knows. This was finally, God willing, it didn't go the same way it always goes. God told me to reach out to him so that we could stop fighting. I don't feel like we're fighting anymore. If there's anything I could really hate myself for this whole fucking experience, I don't regret giving up anything. I don't regret nothing. The only thing that really hurts my pride and my being is the fact that I believe in you bastards. Like, if there was a part of me that's mentally ill, but it's not. God made me see past that to believe in. Oh, God, Russ. I fought it for so long. I cannot. I'm like literally trying to pull his skin apart. Like, is there a soul in there? Is there a soul in this man? I couldn't stand him. And God would be like, go show him. And I'd be cursing God. And I was doing fucking cord cutting removals. And I was doing everything. I was pleading with the powers that be to break this contract. And while I was there, I was like, and go ahead and throw Bobby in too, because I'm tired of thinking about him. That's a useless thought inside of my soul. Really? Oh man, I spent the whole, what was that, spring of 23, because it was when I was in the hotels. I remember spending hours of, meditation trying to break free from having these people in my energy. I was sure I was being cursed. There's something that can be done. I learned how to do a lot of magic for other people, but in essence, no, it can't be done. But when I go back to it, it's like, why do you keep hoping in them? It's not me, bro. I believe you're hopeless. My brain believes you're hopeless. My brain, there's nothing wrong with my brain, dude, other than the fact that it was shattered. And as far as it retaining new information, it's doing amazing at that, and digging up the old information, and that's pretty amazing too. So there's nothing wrong with my brain. It's my heart, and it doesn't have, logic to it, and it makes shit, ewy. Like, logically speaking, I don't want to ever talk to you again. But then this fucking situation will never end. So it's like, I can say this for every day of the rest of my life. Russell, fucking Allie, fucking Kanye West. I could say this for the rest of your life, because God knows I'm outliving you motherfuckers. But it doesn't change anything. These words have no power. Do you understand why they don't work? Because they don't really come from the heart. They come from the mind. Why? Because the mind doesn't want to deal with you. The heart has all favor and love for you. But on the 3D realm, I don't want to deal with you. Your life is so messy. And you guys projected as if I was. Because what? Because I was on a spiritual journey? And I even told you that. You can't bail me out of my jail. You can't move us out of my car. You can't stop what God has ordained in my life. You can't get me out of here. It was never supposed to be that. I was supposed to empower you to get out of your jails while I was working through my current karma. That's not what that was. So you guys projected like I had issues. Bro, I didn't. I was solving all my issues as I was going through an unbelievable journey that the whole world will witness in awe on every fucking platform. Realistically, yeah, and you guys saw it. Do you ever think about all the shit that's in there? Remember Wisconsin? The Bay? We went everywhere, dude. The Bay to LA to motherfucking Yuma and fucking New Mexico, and oh my god, Becky, we've been all over the place. Really? The Twin Cities? Yup. All kinds of places God has taken me. Where are you guys going? Shut up, Russ. Your passport means nothing. Same to the rest of you. You've been there, but but what were you there for? What did you learn? What did you capture? What experiences did you have? Were you facing adversity? Were you afraid? Were you naked and afraid in the jungle like me with my chillins? We was chilling, right? We made it look good. You could have never. So this is where we had been today. What happened? God shut me down. He made me come home. I swear to you, I'm pretty sure my daughter was pretty sick. She never left the bed. I was watching her. I was waiting for it. The second she goes in that bathroom and starts dancing, she's fine. She never left the bed. I walked around with so much energy, but it was emotional energy. So I had emotional energy, but my stomach felt like shit, and I was like, just walk around. I'm so sick. I'm so sick. What was I doing? Violently cleaning my fucking house with Clorox fucking wipes. Are you serious? Yeah, I went through like the biggest bottle of them. I wiped every inch of this. When you're sick, you feel like I feel. Again, I have OCD. It's like there's germs. Something made me feel sick. We have to clean this up. There's something, if we're sick, if we didn't have germs, we're spreading germs. So I used an unbelievable amount of that, and I bleached everything, which you think back, you're like, couldn't you have used that energy more wisely at work? No, because I'm telling you, I was sick. I felt I was all bubble guts and everything. And what was real strange is I only went out a couple times today. And every single time I went out, as I posted, they're like, "Oh, you look beautiful." I saw Callie this morning after I woke up. I was like, "Oh, I feel so sick." And I went out to have a cigarette, and she's like, "You look great." She's like, "I like your bangs." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Dude, I cut them over the summer, and it was really bad, and they've barely grown through." She's like, "Oh, they look great." I was like, "I guess." And then this other lady that I see all the time, "Oh, you look so pretty." I'm like, "Dude, what?" And then I was sitting there watching the Job thing, and all of a sudden something flew across me, and I look up, and B's like, "I was yelling at you." I was like, I had my headphones on. She's like, "You look real pretty." I was like, "Why does everybody keep saying that?" Really? No, I was in here scrubby dubbing and feeling gross. I feel gross inside. My stomach hurts, my head hurts, everything. I can't wait to crawl in a bath. I'm feeling gross as fuck. I really wanted to be that fucking cool ass individual that shows back up at work, and I was like, "Yeah, I got this." But the truth was, I'm sick too, bro. And God reminded me, every time I move residencies, I get real sick. Not this kind of stomach sick. And I felt that already, because I think it came from, I told you, it was my solar plexus. We got filled with all that fucking self-power and self-empowerment that made me sick to my fucking stomach. God. One thing I didn't get is, oh, nope. I was like, nope, you gave me diarrhea even. Fucking shit. Are you serious? Yeah, you have to understand what it does. It's really fucked off. Otherwise, you're going to be going to the doctors a lot. The alchemical mutation fucks your body all up. What does it? And it shows, dude. I'm serious. People saw it all day. They're like, "Oh, you look so pretty." The fuck are you talking about? Do I still have my eyebrows on? Are you serious? I swear. Let me look. Yeah, my makeup's kind of on. I'm serious. I'm wearing sweatpants and a fucking tank top, and I'm like feeling like shit. I'm barely moving through the building. Like, ugh. I had to go to the store, and that's even the worstest. The worstest, dude. Which store? I had to go to fucking Walmart. Really felt sick. Why? Because I was not paying attention yesterday, so I didn't really buy much groceries. So I had to get groceries. And then I came back, and I'm like, before that, I put all my laundry together and everything. And I'm like, just recovering. And then during all that time, I was reflecting and reviewing. God gave me a timeout. And even though for some people that should look like, and I did, I laid down and I couldn't almost not get back up this morning. But then I had a burst of energy, and as it says in there, you get these bursts of energy mixed with absolute fatigue. You have to understand, and I knew the logics of this. If I go to work, if I use this energy and act like I have normal energy, it was going to burn off too fast and I'd be killing. But what was going to happen was worse. I'd be obligated to stick out at least 4 hours, but then I gotta wake up at 4:30 in the morning and do my regular 8-hour shift. And I'm gonna have a moon cycle in the morning. If it's not hitting now, it'll definitely hit hard then. Really? What's that? God's wonderful curse upon my life. The reason I need to have a baby, just to get rid of the fucking... Nah, realistically, dude, no, realistically, all praise the fact that I'm not pregnant. No, but that really happened too this week. I was doing fucking picking in the fucking newborn section. The clothes are so tiny, you guys. I look at them and I don't have no memories. But I can't remember them being that small. They're so tiny. Really? That little boy Jack is they're so tiny. Newborn stuff. Realistically, yeah, baby fever and shit. Bieber fever. Isn't that weird that Justin Bieber's a father? He is a father. What's his kid's name? Jack? That's crazy. That's so crazy. What the fuck reality do we live in that Justin Bieber is a father? Sorry, wake up call. I'm going through a hard awakening right now. No, I was reflecting on it. And that's really what happens is gave me time to reflect. When I'm at work, I'm focused, bro. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. When you're doing, you're focused, or you should be. You shouldn't be not focused. And that's where it is so I had a lot happen. I mean, a lot just always happens. And I needed time to reflect on it. And the time, of course, is negative because you're like, it feels all bad. It doesn't feel good. There's that picture again where he's laid out. Remember yesterday's? What was it? The Four of fucking Swords? He's all laid out in the fucking cathedral. I was like, that's a good place to be. I don't have that kind of energy because I'm a fast-moving energy, but when I can, it's a joyful time. I always say that the most joyful thing about living is crawling in the bed and stretching your toes. That's like the coolest feeling I've ever experienced in life. Really? Yeah, it's really good. And the second favorite, they're like equally just as powerful, is getting into a hot bath. That is like the most wonderful feeling to me. Really? Yeah. And laughter is the third one. I don't know which one tops. That's the trinity of what was the best part of living. Those three things, those are the best feelings. Make sure you do lots of those things. Make sure you sleep a lot. Take lots of baths and laugh a lot. That's what I loved about life. Really? Yeah. Moving on. Anyways, so I had a lot of time to reflect, and that's what happens when you face a tower. I didn't see it coming. I mean, you would think that, oh, you act all different and this will be great. No, you acted a fool, and it's over. And I had said it the day before, it's so much easier when it's over because then I can go back to focusing. But it takes me a long time to refocus after some shit like that happens. Why? Because it takes my mind a longer time to recover about what happens and the body than my understanding. I understand, but the mind's like, oh, but why? That's your conscious, your low vibrational conscious. I'm going to use that word a lot. I'm going to be teaching you a lot about the difference between your conscious and your unconscious self. So you can understand yourself and your higher self. I don't want to call it your lower self, but it's pretty low. It's at the 3D. Anything less than that is, you can't be less than three-dimensional. Somebody could argue that. So what did we do today? We reviewed and reflect. You're supposed to do that on a Monday, but I still harness 2 days in one day. I can harness all the energies. Where'd I go to? Indigo. Really? Mystery and the Mastery of Life. Number 21. It looks just like that card, though. Look at the color scheme. We're in that color. That's the color we're in. Purple rain. Ah, that's a good frequency. You know that I didn't get to see all of them. They came by frequencies. As I elevated my frequency, I got more guides, more people, more... Like when I'm in a Bob Marley, that's I was about to say Yoda. That's yogi status, bro. That's Buddha status. I didn't consort with Bob Marley until I got to that place. As you elevate your conscious, how do you do that? Fighting the mind and nurturing it. It's not so much the fight, because realistically you've got to get the mind to give in. So it's a lot of nurturing the mind. But you got to be careful not to brainwash yourself into believing some shit that's not true. And that's where it's kind of hard for stuff like this. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? And I can ask my mind what its deepest beliefs or illusions were. But then I have to soothe it and be like, but you know who he is. Why are you... You know what I mean? You could say a limiting mind, but the mind has logic, and that's where I already proceed to God with this. Oh yeah, going back to Job. Oh yeah, let's talk about that real quick. He asks you to make sacrifices, and if not, he'll make the sacrifice for you. Really? Yeah. That's the only difference, is being the co-creator is being part of the destruction and the creation, and the knowing of the true knowing that this is what's going to happen. God said he'd get me a house. I knew this would happen. Did I know how? No. Or when? No. Right? He said, he showed me over and over for this is the third one, that he'll get me jobs. He'll show me which job to get. All I got to think about it, and then it's mine. And he shows me other stuff too that I need to do too. Realistically, yeah. Yep. He shows me and I do what he says rather than what my mind says. That was the whole point of all of this, was the breaking of the mind. You can do it, or you can let it be done. But it shall be done. Why? Because the way you think keeps you from all great things. Right? So, let me talk about this energy here. Just as action is required at times in life, so is the need to stand back and review and reflect. Balance comes from learning at both that both are important and serve each. I'm getting downloads. And serve each other well. Okay, so in the beginning, we pulled the sun, the light, the joyful yellow, and now we're in the moon. Did you see how that works? I did. These cards are spectacular. Look at them. Oops. Don't look. They're beautiful. Alright, anyways, going into this. Success comes from not rushing or trying to be first, but in taking time to plan, review, and create strategy to achieve your goals and desires. You are at a time right now where you are urged to momentarily stop and see how far you've come. What? It's not connected, bro. Oh, okay, it is. Getting on my nerves with this. He's always bothering me with that. You have to take time to see that, and that's where I saw is how far I've come. When those words came out of my mouth, I had heard how far I'd came. But you can see it in my reaction to the current chaos and whatever life brings. The grace and the poise and how far I've come. And though the universe always celebrates my internal victories, I look at my external circumstances and I'm like, yeah, I guess. And that's the thing. The universe went crazy for me. The whole time continuum stopped when I spoke those empowering words yesterday. And it's all, it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, you look at my current circumstances like, well, there went that one. And it's... You look at it, it's like every job you get, it's like, well, there went that one. Every possibility, there went that one. But it wasn't meant to be anything more than that. It's like you brought this all in just for this. You just hope that it's going to be more than that. Then you're more than, you know what I mean? A halftime singer. I don't know how to explain that. I really don't. But at this point, that's where it is. And everybody, it's the growth. Without the fight, that's where you can see the growth. Where you just have surrendered to the higher self without the fight. It wasn't a fight. But again, after you do such things, you feel bad about it later. It's just I don't know. Maybe some kind of postpartum stress that happens after or something. Delayed reaction. There's something to be said and written about it because they call it the vaporization, where the shadow comes back up. It's like we've dealt with it, but now here comes all the eerie feelings that you didn't deal with while you were dealing with it. Really? Yeah. Take a moment and look back and appreciate the difference between who you were a year ago and who you are today. A year ago, this was really hard for me. The closer I was getting to Christmas, I was living in my car, I was in the hotels. I can't really see exactly what was going on, but I can remember being really sad, really stressed, trying to overcome Christmas in my mind, trying to tell myself that it didn't matter, that day didn't really have to exist. It was really consuming to me. Is it now? No, we haven't bought anything. And that's what I said. I told the kids, I was like, I see lots of great things and I think of great ideas, but I don't know what you really like. I just think you would like such things. It's like part of me just wants to take you guys out and just let you buy what you want. Because I don't know what brings you happiness. I just see things that make me happy and I think they'll make you happy. Really? Yeah. Like the cool stuff I see in the electronics. I think about, my kids love Legos, but I don't know which one they want to put together. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I see lots of cool things. But I think they'll like it, but that's just because that's what I think. I don't know what they would want. And it's better to just, I don't know. But anyways, going back to it, it's like last year, it was difficult for me. A lot of things, I was in a very difficult place. I was far from fully trusting. I was going with it, but still one day I was in the hotel, I'd be there for like 4 days, and then they put me back in my car, and I didn't know how long I'd be in my car. And then, it was a lot. I think I still had the lift car too. I was going through a lot last year. Really? Mm-hmm. Are you satisfied with your progress? Absolutely. I was about to run away. I was going to get my taxes. I had it all set up. It was a setup. And I surrendered it to God's plan. I was getting my taxes and I was going to use that to buy a trailer. Ray was going to take the trailer down to this campground in Colorado that I had gotten a job with that I was going to start in April. And I would get a $200 paycheck a week, and I got to stay there for free with my trailer. And if I needed to move it, I had plans. I didn't have serious car problems or anything at that time. I mean, I was going to fix them. I did, but not serious. And so I had a job, and I had an idea of a house, and I was going to take that. I set that up for myself. And before it all went through, I had just kind of got my taxes and shit. It was right before it was going to happen. I was kind of staying in a hotel for like a week. They called me here. And that changed everything. And I didn't go with that, but it was my plan. And that's why you'll see me still posting shit like that. Like, I could still live in a campground. I just want to go live in a campground somewhere. I want to go to the hot springs. I want to be outside. I can live there for free. In a place that's hospitable, that has electricity and water and runs. And I can even get paid to do such things. It sounds like fun to me. It's an adventure I get paid for. Really? Yeah. I really wanted to do it. I wanted to do it before I became a fucking, lived out of my car. But it was funny because the car camping was training to do such a thing. Really? In essence, people had done kinds of stuff that I hadn't done, so I was getting all kinds of weird training. But that was my plan at the beginning of this year. And it got totally derailed, and God put me on my ass here, and He told me to surrender. He said, I've got you a house, you're taken care of, I've got you a welfare check, sit still. And I wasn't happy with that idea, but I did it. I was grateful that it never occurred to me to just get a fucking welfare check and sit still for a minute and just breathe instead of, because I'd been running from day to day to just trying to survive. The survival mode didn't rub off until maybe 2 months of staying here, because I didn't really understand what was the deal. I knew you had to check in with a social worker every week, and just like they showed that at any time they could fucking put you out if you weren't making the right progress. So I didn't know what that meant. Was I applying for enough jobs even though I wasn't getting interviews? Was I doing the right thing? So I was always stressing if I was doing enough while I was here. And then I realized that I was doing enough. And so God said just to calm. He took my fucking car away in the middle of the fucking, I had some car troubles after my son's birthday. So then I had to just sit here and reflect. And it changed me to where now I don't really care to get in the car and go nowhere. All the ways I used to be changed. He turned me into, that's what I laugh about. It's like, you really turned me into a home bitch. And I wasn't that before. And I never learned to appreciate being at home. And that came later. But, when you have your home ripped away, you really enjoy having a home. It gives you a lot of appreciation for your own space and just what the space provides. Really? Yeah. So that's why, it gave me a chance to reflect and really look back on everything and do so much more work now that I knew that things were okay around me. And He kept giving me jobs to keep money. And, like I said, my son's birthday, He got me a job. My daughter's birthday, He's got all of this taken care of. He's got my future. My housing is set for the next year, no matter what. I have at least 3 months to figure that out. He'll give me the next job just like He always does this. And even this one could become a full, a long-term job. I just haven't decided. I know it's being offered even though it's not there. In the energy, it's there. All I have to do is speak up and I can have it. Really? speak up and walk up, you know what I mean, step it up, and I can have this position as a long-term position. But that's where it is are you going to give them, you know, like that's where it is. Do you fuck up this idea? I don't know what God means for me to do other than what he told me to do, which was get a computer and work from home. But right now, my logic, after looking at it, it's like, I don't know how that's going to work. And so naturally, it's like my brain is trying to figure out, it's starting to freak out and tries to find other ways of how to make it work. But that's just old training, and I have to let it work its way through this and not do what it tells me to do, but just let things, you know, slide into place. Now, keep in mind, I had already said I was going to sacrifice this job before January if I had to, because I wasn't going to be transporting in the fucking snow for this job. So I didn't have the desire to keep this job when it came to my housing. And I don't want my housing to be dependent on this job, which was only supposed to be temporary. And that's what it is. You get into these things, and then it presents itself to be something more than it is. And that's just it. You know, Bobby reaching out presents itself to be something more than it is. And thank God, within the first couple of messages, I realized this is nothing more than what it really is, bro. It's not going to be more. Don't expect more. This is exactly what it always is. Well, thank God you didn't make it look like it was going to be more. But that's just the thing, is like, see it for what it is. It's very temporary. Now, just reaching out, you think it's going to be something more. But it is what it is, and this is an opportunity to face what it is that you're not facing. Every time he comes and talks to me, I have to face something that I'm not facing. And that's the twin flame journey. Every time that I got to deal with Russ, I got to face something that I'm not facing. Marshall, Allie, this person, that, all of them. And then I'm seeing the next one. What am I not facing in you? That's an internal conversation to have. Do you notice the changes in yourself and your own evolution? We pulled this card 2 days ago, evolution. Look at the landscape from whence you've come, the people who shaped you, and the experience along the way. That's the hard fucking problem. That's the hard truth, dude, the most painful truth. The people that made me all powerful and strong are still the same weak motherfuckers. The people that shaped me had nothing to do with it, to be honest. And even though I tried to send the message back, it wasn't received. All the things I learned from Russ, all the things I learned from Marshall, and all the things I learned about myself and how to be a better person, they didn't learn anything. It was through their life that gave me new life. It was actually through their pain and suffering. Their pain and suffering is what's made me all powerful. And you look back at Bobby, his pain and suffering in his relationship is what makes me feel powerful. It's what brings me love. If he was in a happy relationship, he'd never talk to me. That's sad, right? If you were happy, you'd have no reason for me. And once you're happy, you have no reason for me. Sad. And that's what brings them. That's what brings Russ. He has no happiness. That's what brings them. They feed off of my happiness, my love. I told him that. I said, you've abused my love since the day I told you I loved you, dude. That's why people don't tell you that. Because you use it. Anyways, the people that shaped you, the thoughts and feelings from your past that have created this moment, and who you are now. Appreciate all of this. And that's that Job moment. He's restoring everything for me. He's actually not. He's not restoring shit. He's not bringing back none of that. He will not allow it. He doesn't want the same shit. He is making it all new as promised. He's not restoring shit. He won't allow it. He won't allow me to bring back anything old. He's putting it all new. I promise. There's no restoration. There's no restoration. All things shall be made new. You can't put something old. He destroyed the old. And if he didn't, I did. We did it together. In his name. So that it couldn't come back. My family cannot come back into my life, bro. It doesn't matter. There's no place in my future where they exist. No, no, never, no. They're not my family. They were family of the body of the life I lived. But once I got out of that conscious way of thinking, I had no attachment to such people. I play no role with these people, and they have no role in my life. They have no ownership over me by saying such things as, you're my sister, you don't own me. What does that mean? I don't play that role, only in your head. And as you sit there dwelling on what a sister should be, you'll see that I am not. That's just to start. So to whoever you think you are, that you have a role in my life. The most important people in my life that raised me and made me who I am don't even have a role in my life. What makes you think you're secure in my life? What have you shown me in this life? Just saying. I didn't do this to bring you back in. I did this to get away. It was always about getting away and starting over, starting new. I've never been the Six of Cups. I'm the Six of Swords. We're sailing away, not back. We're sailing into dark waters, and we might not make it, but you're never going to find us where we came from. Appreciate all of this. All served you. What did the past teach you? What have you gained or perhaps lost? See all of it. How difficult, as part of life's rich tapestry, each aspect forming the fabric of your life. You may be asked to look back and forgive or accept something you have found challenging, or you may be asked to reach out in friendship to those who you've lost touch with. I guess. As you look back, Metatron will show you what it is that now requires attention. Visualize, I don't see anything of the past. I see the future. Really? I have a date with the future. And this is what happened last time. And it changed my world. The last time that I actually did this, it changed. But I didn't. Every time, I stopped doing it. Why? Because it became more challenging. It became more challenging. It's so weird that this is becoming so relevant right now, but it's the lighter side of it's something completely new. I had a good connection with someone, with one of my twin flames, but I went into the dark and I had to deal with a lot of twin flame shit. And I don't know. But I think about how this has happened before, how this has changed everything. Every time I meet up with him, it changes my world.
Today?
No, not this one. I was in California. I was taking a nap in my sister's house, and I got a text message or an email, and I woke up, or something. One of the two. Said, I'm having a show. I'd like to put you on the list. And I text back and I'm like, if I could be there, I'll be there. And my heart was to be there. And somehow, magically, with no way in the world of making this happen. I was there, right? Then there was this other invitation, but I didn't go. I was too scared. I was still too scared. He invited me to the award ceremony. I was too scared to face the people that had shit on me on the way up. But it would have been a great opportunity, and I didn't go. The strength later when I stood in front of the studio and I did that banishment, and I burned all of them to the ground. But at that time, I didn't have it in me. So I was supposed to do this multiple times. They were supposed to be at Red Rocks, to be honest. I was supposed to go and see him again, and I was supposed to see Bone. So I told him, when I saw the posting, that I'd be there. And I told him, put me on the list. And he said, I'll see what's up, but I'll definitely figure it out. He said, I don't know what it looks like yet, but if there is one, I'll have you there. And when I looked at that, I was like, I have to go. Now, this goes back to the calling with Pac. I was like, fuck, I'm not ready to face Bone. But it wasn't even about that. I didn't realize about my twin flame. How long have you known him? Years? I used to watch him perform at the summer jams. And then when I started my music, he helped me start. He got me started. He put me on shows. He was always there to support me. And he watched me become a spiritual freak. And that didn't stop him. And now we get to meet again. And it's very amazing how far I've been since the last time I've seen you. That show, I knew I had to be there. I just had to see him and give him a hug and give him a candle. One of these. But it wasn't red. And it's like I came from California. I came from nowhere to be here. And I made it. It was impossible, but I made it. And it's not so much the person, but it is. In the beginning of my awakening, there was a lot of turmoil, but he was a safe person. I talked about that. Like he was always a safe energy for me to be around, and it was never bad energy. And I never recognized it. It's not that he didn't really go anywhere. I just went very far away. And now I'm here. And that's supposed to happen in a couple weeks. And it's huge because it's like, it's next level shit. It's a lot of soul contract shit. And it's all of this coming together. Was I keeping a secret? No, I'm just discovering it. I said it a couple days ago that I had to go to the Bone concert. And then I got confirmation that I didn't see that. I didn't see that he had reached out and said, yeah. I thought, okay, well, if he doesn't reach out, I don't know. It's not that I didn't think he would reach out. I was just thinking, well, I'll buy a ticket or I might not. I thought I might not go. But then it's like, I can't not go now. And that changes a lot of things. Because it's next level. Again, on all different levels. I had to go there to see Bone. What's going to happen? It's a soul thing. And my spirit guides have been calling for me to do this. I've seen them many times. I haven't seen them since probably the beginning of real awakening. The last time I seen them was when I met before I started music and everything. I told you the story. The last time I seen them was after the Wheezy concert backstage. And I hadn't seen them in all those years. And that's when my life, it's probably been like a decade. But anyway, so there's that. But then there's the soul contract to my twin flame. that I have lots of them. How often do you, I mean, we started talking about NF, but we never did. He was the quiet one in the back. You never heard of me. We barely, never, ever talk about Bruno. We don't talk about all 12 of them. Why? Because the other fucking 6 are out there acting like clowns. You can only see the other ones when they fucking calm down for a minute and start fucking stealing all the limelight. Really? Oh, yeah. He's nothing but a positive influence. Really? Yeah, he's a positive influence in the real world. As I try to do that, you know what I mean, in the spiritual, and then it's just time is bringing us back together. And as we say this, it's like how far I've come before I stand before you again. You could look at either one of them, the group or him or just the whole situation. For me to step back in the crowd again after all of that I've been through. I'm not the same person. My name still looks the same on the ID, but it's not going to be the same me that shows up. That's the thing. We talk about this evolution. Visualize yourself beside a still pool of fresh water and notice where your attention wanders, maybe to the past event or person, and allow that now. Feel what you're supposed to feel and allow insight and healing to come to you. Link into your heartbeat and allow it to watch that of the earth. Connect with the still waters of the pool in front of you and allow the water within your own emotional body to calm. All is well as you pause, review, and reflect. The full moon reflected in the pool is supporting you to do this and to feel the truth of her feminine, silvery light. The lunar influence will also help you get deeper in touch with your innermost feelings and desires and rest a while in her soft embrace. Who is he? It's not who, it's what. It's not what they do. You think of a person as who, as by what they do. Who is he? He's a successful rapper, just like the rest of them. Really? Yeah. He just doesn't blurt it all out, but he is very successful. So much that he has spent the rest of his career since I met him making other people's dreams come true in the music industry. That alone should make you unbelievably inspired by such a man. He teaches people how to make music a career. So naturally you could see where that was really cool. And he doesn't just teach you, he gives you opportunities, and he encourages you if you're willing to do the work. And so for a person like me that really wanted that, he was perfect. That's all I needed was some direction. I needed someone to show me what I needed to do. And he showed me in little piece by piece, and then, you know, he put me on stages. I remember all that shit that happened at Tree. We were just sitting there, and he's like, it was such a grand moment to me. He's like, I have a show next week. Do you want to come perform? And he's like, what? And then I'm sitting next to this girl, so he can't be rude. He's like, you could come too. You want to perform next week? And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, that'd be super. And I'm like, oh shit. But he was just extending what he had to give, which is an awesome opportunity when you're a new artist and you want this opportunity to go on stage. And that's where it was, you know, people were pissed off and shit. Because in essence, I knew the right people. But it wasn't. You can meet him yourself, and really he's very down to earth. So it's not who he is or what he does. It's the energy from which he is. It's the same energy you'd find in Daddy Yankee. It's a good energy. They're good men that are doing good beyond themselves and using what they have to inspire others. It's a Kobe energy, bro. I linked with him in the beginning when I was, you know, in that field. But that's what I said, is the more that I stepped out of the music, the less I had anything to do with him. We didn't have anything to agree upon. We didn't have any alignment. If I didn't line up with music, then I didn't line up with him, because his life is all about music. And he would still invite me to the shows, but I had to realize that, you know, especially after that show, I can't be around people like that. But now you look years later, I've learned how to control my energy. I just came out of the woods and I could feel everybody. I could hear everybody's thoughts and feelings and this. I didn't learn how to control it to where I could be in stores. You gotta understand, I sit in public energy for long periods of time now, whereas before I couldn't even do it. I would cry at God at the very thought of shoving me outside around public energy. Public enemies is what I keep hearing. Really? Yeah, it's mass conscious. They're all thinking and breathing. The looks on their face give it all away. They're huffing and puffing. They're moving past you, or they're moving slow, or they're being rude, or you can just, their breath stinks. Just name it, bro. I can't tell you what it is. I can tell you how terrible it feels to be in mass energy when you're not protected from such energy. So like being in nightclubs, I'm like, there's no windows. And they're getting drunk and they're losing themselves. And it's all pouring inside of the walls of this place. I can hear all their dirty thoughts and all their fucked up text messages that they're shooting through the fucking walls that don't have no service. And God, don't go outside. Yeah, I've learned how to deflect all of that. But when you're face to face with people and you're touching them and you're rubbing against them and all that eye contact and perfume or lack of deodorant, and then the drunk goggles and the weird slurs, and you're just like, oh God, what am I sitting in? What have I left the temple of God for? I'm in hell. Really, it wasn't a good experience. Then this lady came with the biggest fucking mushroom I've ever eaten in my life. And then I was able to calm down long enough for him to make it off stage, say high fives to everyone. I gave him a hug, I gave him a candle, and never saw him again. Really? I've talked to him, and he always replies to my messages. He's so kind. What are you going to talk to about? I'm working on a song. Well, then, get at me. I mean, when it becomes music, then we talk about music. But he is all of that. He does all of that. He takes pictures. He's got a family. He's got all of that. I'm not home wrecking the guy. I'm just saying it was a great guy to have met in the beginning. And not all of the people were terrible. And so now I'm at this point, and that's what I said, is I'm not looking at what happened. I'm looking at, I got a new house coming, I got a new job coming. I'm supposed to go and meet this, you know what I mean, to go to a show. I haven't done something like that in years. I've got a lot of things, that God's planning. He's literally wants me to start working on my fucking documentary, everything. He's got a whole life ahead of me. I can't look backwards as to, I do look back on a day like today. And some of those days, you look how far you've come. I really do. I'm doing a lot of that because it's like I'm making unbelievable strides. It's like, they were baby steps until I'm making, you know what I mean? Big, not baby gap, but straight gaps, dude, in the timelines. Really? Yeah, bro. All right, where are we at? Full moon. The moon rules your subconscious and allows her to stir that within you to recall moments that have yet to be properly processed and remembered. And that's it. I haven't thought about him. Out of sight is out of mind. Until God brings it into my mind and I give it thought energy, you know what I mean, nothing really comes. So I'm thinking about that, but I'm also thinking about the past and all of this too. I'm thinking, you know what I mean, I'm reflecting on the closing and the opening of where I'm going. I'm going through a huge transformation. There is a huge new life. Literally, I don't know if it's going to come before New Year's or right at New Year's. Really? Yeah. She comes on Thursday. She's going to show me the list of houses. She already has contracts with them. If I want to be a straight cut ass and say I don't even want to see him, put me in that one, she can sign the paperwork and get it done. And then hopefully I can ask for a move-in date as of the 1st. That fast? Yeah, but as I told Bobby, I'm manifesting to go look at houses on fucking Friday. I'm not hanging out with you. I'm going to look at a house. While you're running from yours, I'm running to mine, is what I planned. She's going to come on Thursday, and I don't have time for all that because it'll be after work. I'll be tired. But she's going to show me, you know what I mean, the 3 bedrooms and, what I qualify for. She ran by that time, she was going to run all my background and shit like that and see what it is. And that's where we'll sit down and make the choice. And then all I got to do is view the house. Put in the application. They pay for all that shit. Dude, they even said, if you need help with viewings, we can order lifts or we can order you Ubers to viewing housings. I was like, that's cool. Really? Yeah. I don't know. Jewish people, bro. Jewish family services. They got it going on. So that's all it is I'm thinking about everything in the future. I'm thinking about, I have to get furniture and shit. I have to start thinking about all of that shit, right? Because I did confirm that with the caseworkers here is that my allowance will still be. They're not going to pay any of my rent. I don't believe so. Because Jewish Family Services, this is a whole contract through them. So all of that money goes to my housing, or goes to my, my move-in furnishings. And as long as it's not electronics, so I'm thinking about all of that stuff. What am I going to need? You know what I mean? Beds and couches and TVs and dishes, and I need a fucking this, that, and the other. Really? Yeah. Stupid stuff. I'm just thinking about the future. But at the same time, when that Job, it's like, you guys have no idea how long it took to get to this place where I could see my future. I couldn't even see it. I just was believing in it, bro. For 3 years, believing in something I couldn't see. And faithful to it. As I kept making it look like it was harder. The more I destroyed my life, it was sure that I wasn't going to get any closer. But that was what was getting me closer, is the more surrender. And that was the biggest thing. Over this, I finally got the mind to surrender to this whole process. To set the Emperor to rest. My masculinity is dangerous, bro. Don't let me put my mind to it. And that's what I learned about Lewis. Lewis and I, in that mindset, that we will not lose mindset, is dangerous. You have to tell it when to stop. Can't tell you nothing, huh, Kanye West? All right. There's no rush, just a gentle, slow pace. Time stops and allows you to spend a sacred moment reflecting on all that was, all that is, and all that can be. Now, at 107, I'm looking at it. For me, a person like that, it's like some of you can just sit there and reflect, but I was filled with too much energy where I couldn't just sit out. And I felt bad. My stomach hurt. But yet, walking around and cleaning up my room and organizing and wiping stuff down, that was soothing. That's how I self-soothe anyways. That comes from trauma. It's a trauma self-soothing act. When I clean, I feel safe. So that made me feel safe. And then I was able to do it at my own pace and take it slow. So I was able to keep up with, what wasn't feeling good. And during that time, I could reflect. Some people it's going for a drive. Sometimes it is a lot easier, but I had a lot built up. Really? Yeah. And it came with a lot of, stomach issues. Did you eat anything yesterday? I don't think so. I don't know what I had or didn't have, but it wouldn't have affected everyone because we don't eat the same foods. Never? Not rarely. We might drink out of the same cup. Yeah, because we'll put a cup on the counter and my son will keep walking around drinking out of our cups. That's what I mean by that. My daughter will do it too on my counter. Why? Because they don't want to pour their own cup. They're lazy. But as far as that, no. So all of us to be sick like that, that was definitely alchemical. And I had to work through it. And during that time of, putting my body to work, I was able to let my mind breathe and all kinds of thoughts to come in. And let my thoughts flow. They're not all great thoughts, bro. And actually, the picture shows, okay, I put it on its side, but that's how this one's supposed to go. I see what's happening. Do you? Watch. See, it's like the beginning of a movie. This one went like this, right? Or did it go like this? Watch this. No, I can't show you the rest of the cards. I was going to show you something cool. What? It's going to turn into a hexagon. And that's what I did. What's tomorrow about? The creation, expansion in your life. This is actually in sacred geometry, so I'll have to bring that out. What is it? It's the seed of life. There's a bunch of those in sacred geometry, what he teaches. Just gotta reflect. And yeah, and when you're going through the hardships as they're sailing, you don't fully have the understanding. That's where I come to teach you that understanding. To understand God and how he's working in your life. To give you peace. And that's all understanding does, is give you peace. I have peace of mind through anything that's happening because of my understanding of God and how He works. I fully understand that everything is a lesson to be learned by God. And He is almost toying with us in that sense. And so I can teach you His daily lessons that He's enforcing upon me. But ultimately, who am I if it's not everybody? Because I don't see myself put apart. Just the fact that I can hear and see it more. But I give you the way that I found hearing and seeing. I've never held back any of this. If anything, I'm trying to find more ways to give you more of what made me me so you can be the best version of you. Not the trauma, but the process. Understanding the process of why everything is done. And it's done for your highest good so that you can take each experience as something just like today. Like, what happened today? God took this experience to make it huge for me. Understand this. I don't think you could. As a new employee and you're stressing, you're like, I have to work. Is it because of money? Or is it because you just don't want to have bad attendance? There's just different pride-based reasons of why I don't feel good, but I got to go to work. So I go to work, even though I don't feel good. And then I find out my kids don't feel good. And now because of that, here's my reasoning to do what I didn't do in the morning. Do the right thing, which is go home. When I come home, I realize I don't immediately. I know that I need to be there because I don't feel good. I call straight in bed and I feel somewhat better, but not much. And I realize, damn, I made the wrong decision this morning. I made the wrong decision by going to work to begin with. But even though I had to be brave and tell my job, and I don't know if you've ever had to do that, it's very difficult to face authority and that situation and be like, I gotta go. I came into work sick and now my kids are sick and I can't be here. Okay, but if you feel better, you can come back. I'll do my best. I really appreciate that. I really need that, to be honest. They know I need this, but they also need the work too. And I have the best intentions, but the truth is, I'm really sick. I don't feel well. I can't perform like I normally would. But since I'm at home and I haven't done anything at home, I'm obligated to perform at home as well. So I'm using what energy I do have to get done all of the stuff I haven't done, which is cleaning out my bathrooms, everything, to be honest. Really, yeah, I had to get together all the laundry. I did not have the energy to take it, but if I could, I would, and that's what I kept thinking. I was like, it's only 2 hours, you can do this. Just get it in the car, get it in the washer, get it in the dryer, get it home. You don't have to fold it, just get it done. I'm like, I don't have that much energy, bro. It takes a lot. I don't even know if I can find a cart in this motherfucker right now. How many bags you got? Like 6? Seriously? You let it go like that? I really do. I hate doing laundry. I just didn't have it. God gave me this day. And though it should have looked better, I should have been at work and it should have been an easy day and another good day and everybody went to school and it was a great day in the neighborhood. That's not what today was. That's not what had happened. But it was still in the glory and grace of God because we needed to stay home. We needed to rest. I needed to do all the things I did do around my house. I needed time to sit and reflect about what had happened. Really? Yeah. And I needed that opportunity at work to be able to not be afraid to, you know what I mean, of losing a job or something like that. Really? Yeah. I have really anal structures about things. When it comes to jobs, I'm very anal about that. So having that ability to go back to Walmart, bro. I couldn't physically do it, and I'm crying, and I'm like, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to work. I'm trying to force myself to do something. And then you go back to a year ago where I'm standing out there and I'm ready to go shovel snow, and the Holy Spirit's, why are you going to work? I don't know. God gave it to me. I gotta do it, right? Do you need the money? And that's where I was today. Why do you got to go back to work? Didn't you tell them they were sick? Do you have to go back? If you go back, are they going to expect you to do shit like this all the time? Are you trying to make a career out of this? There's a lot of things. It's just a day, but in a day you can learn so much. I learned a lot about today. And in today, I learned a lot about yesterday and the rest of my life that led up to today. And you're so busy thinking about tomorrow, you'll miss what today offered you. It offered me a lot. And I gave it all I had. But it really did. And it wasn't the outside. It was the inside. That's what I mean. I'm celebrating an internal victory because my outsides don't feel so good. Everybody says I look good, but I'm not feeling so good. But it kind of does. I mean, my house is clean. I feel good, you know. But nah. And that would have been it. Doing the extra when I couldn't do the minimum. Going back to work. And then if I did that, I wouldn't have been feeling, I would have shot my body. You know, if I would have got off at 2, then I would have had from 2 to 10 to, you know, till 6 the next, or 4 o'clock the next morning to rest my body before I did it again. This is a big deal. These moon cycles are a big deal, and I've always tried to downplay them. But this is a big deal, and I gotta take it fucking real. Really? I'll hurt myself and act like I'm okay, but I'm not. Where's that come from? Ugh. Abuse. Long-term effects of abuse, bro. Realistically, yeah, so I had shared that. It's like they're starting to acknowledge, you know what I mean, menstrual days. It's like you're really, this is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Like when you realize that there are days out of a woman's year that she cannot literally produce, you know, the man work, the manpower that you expect us to be able to provide every day of our lives. The equality of is understanding that men have menopause throughout the month too. And there's days where he can't produce the manpower that you need from him because he too has physical and emotional and mental needs and a day to rest. Really? Yeah. So, you know, understanding that and being able to exert that in my current reality. Where it's not desperation. And it's not like I don't give a fuck, but it's that I give a fuck. A big fuck. Why didn't you show up? Because I knew I was going to be hurting tomorrow and I really was sick. It was more important for me to perform properly tomorrow than to make up for today's, you know, performance. Realistically, yeah. It's like, would you rather sit on the bench today and let your knee heal so that you can hit tomorrow's game? Or you want to fuck up today's game with your knee and never see tomorrow's game? Really? Yeah. And I know that. And I only know that because I've spent at least 3 years, you know, trying to understand my mind, body, and spirit. And what God's trying to provide for me. And again, this morning I could have just been brave and made the call and say, no, I'm sick. But I didn't. And that's where I need to still be brave. It's like I got to the point where I could quit a job. I just haven't learned how to call off a day yet. It's not funny, God. Stop teaching me lessons. What'd you learn about today? What'd you learn about yourself? Have you reflected back on the past? Are you a different person? Here comes Kobe. I've been waiting for you! God, I didn't see him all day. He's here. I said, here he comes. Here comes the heat. He said, like he did Kanye, are you the same beast? No, he said, are you the same animal, but a different beast? What the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? I was waiting for you, Kobe. I didn't see you today, my friend. I was a little concerned, but I guess that meant that it wasn't over. That's all that means. Really? Yeah, it's over. He comes in and he's like, good game. That's all you're going to get out of him is a good clap. Really? Yeah, you don't want to hug him. It feels weird. I'm not a touchy-feely person. I don't hug any of my spirit guides. I just cry at Mac from the bed. I'll reach over and hold Pac's hand, but I don't spoon him or nothing. We're not touchy. I don't be touching those guys. I don't be touching. It's a heartfelt energy. Anyways, he came back, and that's the truth. It's like, where are we? Are you the same animal, but a new beast? Or are you just still the same fucking animal, bro? Transformers. Have you transformed into, have you let this year change you? Or no? Every year has transformed me since I woke up. It's crazy. I'm always like, what am I going to be when this is all over? And it's like, the all-powerful goddess. I'm like, wow, it's great. Where does it start? Listening to your heart. Your heart's going to give you a calling or a vision, and it's going to be your job to work through your mind to take action on that calling or vision. Trust me, when I want to talk to Bobby, before, it's not easy. I have to go through my mind. Oh, don't message him. You know what's going to happen. Don't message him. I just got to do it. I can hear my mind talking shit while I'm typing. My mind is totally talking shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Send. Don't you let your mind stop you, because that's all the mind does. That's all it does, is try to stop you. Try to stop everything. It doesn't try to start nothing, it tries to stop everything. Really? So with that being said, I gave you all kinds of videos today. Today was, even though I was under the weather, bro, I delivered a good game. I did what was, I gave my energy where it needed to. It's not that I don't, even when I have no energy, I have plenty to give. And I look back, it's like, geez, God, you got 3 videos out of me. I was able to do all of this, and I felt like this, and they said I looked pretty. God, who gives me strength to be so powerful. Because really, in my skin, I feel like crap, bro. And I look back, I'm like, how did you do all this? And I was just dragging myself through it. And that's life. You look back even at... I'm looking at my room for today. It's like, how did you manage to get all this done today? I don't even really know. But then you look at my life, it's like, how did you make it this far? I don't even know. And that's what's really funny is like, when I meet up with my twin flame, it's like, are you the same person? I mean, yeah, just a whole new beast. I'm technically the same person. He'll see the same person. I'm sure, like, I look thinner. I don't know. I've got to look older, don't you think, after a couple of years? Do I look older, Bobby? He says you look great. And what else are you going to say? It's not the truth. Whatever. I mean, I guess I do, but whatever. I'm just saying, it's like, it's not what I look like. It's not what I have to show. It's like, do you know what I've learned? Do you know the limits of the universe I have experienced since the last time I saw you, my friend? Jesus Christ. It's great to see you on planet Earth again. Do you still live here? More like, are you back? For a minute. No, that's what's really cool is I'm like, yeah, finally I have something good to talk about. Yep, God's got me going. I mean, I always have something good to talk about. It's not always like, it's just very suspenseful. Really? Yeah. Yep. It's good shit. I don't know. And that's where it is like, I guess you guys want the old. I'm excited about whatever new is coming because, I don't know, there's nothing good in the old. Good luck with that. What was the basis of our story? Did we read a card? Oh yeah, reflect. Alright, reflectors. I'll talk to you later. Laters, haters.